Welcome to another edition of Mr. Walker's Podcast with your host, Mr. Walker. No co-host. We running this thing solo. You know what I mean? We back again for another episode. Working. I got a few things on my chest that I want to get off. You know, and what better way to do it? You know, on this amazing podcast that people are supporting me, you know, on. They are very supportive. The loved ones being very supportive of this journey, taking it with me. I really appreciate it. You know, that means the world to men, especially black men, women and other men being supportive of each other. But, you know, I said this before and I'm going to say it again. You can get the best out of a man by being supportive. So with that being said, I want to discuss something. One of the topics I want to discuss is some shit that I've heard plenty men say that is starting to bother the hell out of me. And that is happy wife, happy life. You know, when I hear men say it, for the most part, I'm quiet. I will listen and wait for them to give their opinion on, you know, the happy wife, happy life quote or whatever you want to call it. But most of the time when you hear people saying that shit, it's because they heard other men say it. And most of the time it's somebody that's fucking in their family, or old man from a grandfather, father, uncle, you know, and he was probably unhappy forever. That quote drives me up the wall because it's almost as if when you say it, it's almost as if you're forgetting that you deserve to be happy as well. And the quality of a relationship shouldn't depend on one person. It should never depend on one person. So, yeah, you could hear a bunch of guys saying this shit in front of other men or other women because they think that that's what people want to hear. When honestly, they just quoting something that they heard through the years. And they're like programmed to say it or believe that that is the truth. That quote or just a relationship period should be two people coming together to prioritize togetherness. You know what I'm saying? Like, we're not going to always see eye to eye. But I also know the feeling of not being with you, right? Like, you might have broken up with someone or had some sort of separation, and that breakup or those days or weeks that you've been without shorty or your man feels like fucking hell. And with your partner, I think that you should communicate what you believe is a impeccable relationship, what you believe the vision of an impeccable relationship should be. That's the key word. Communication. But in all actuality, any man that quotes that is a fucking sucker. He's a sucker. I read a quote somewhere that said, don't be surprised if you put your woman or your wife or your girl or whatever needs on a pedestal that they won't look down on yours. That shit blew my mind when I read it. So, again, you men that quote that shit, God bless you. But to other real men, you sound like a fucking sucker. And I'm never going to put my emotional well-being on the shoulders of another person. I know what it takes for me to be happy, and communication will allow the woman to know as well. But On a lighter note, I had to get that off my chest, I'm sorry. On a lighter note, women that like bad boys, that still exist. I got a cousin, she can't date a simp, a simple nigga. She need her a guy that been through some things. And I understand it. You want to know that the guy that's holding your hand walking down the street, or the guy that's walking in the house after a long day, can hold you down. Not financially, that adds, but emotionally and physically. You don't want to walk down the street with a sucker, somebody that's probably smaller than you, height-wise and body type. You want to be able to feel safe around a bad boy. But see, there is a such thing as a reformed bad boy. The reformed bad boy looks like a guy that went through some shit. He knows how to handle himself physically, but the reformed bad boy also has something to prove to himself. So the reformed bad boy, you might see doing things that you wouldn't expect of him, or other people wouldn't expect of him. If he went outside and told these people that he did these certain things in the house, they probably wouldn't believe him. Shit. Even the guys that are still shaking and moving out there in these mean streets with all these nasty girls, even the low bottom chicks, the ones at the bottom of the barrel, they demand certain things as well nowadays. It's not like, you could fuck with a chick knowing that, and she knows that she gets around. But if she stays over, she expect breakfast. That's the, listen, to each his own. You feed who you want to feed. Whether it be the dick, or Jimmy Dean sausage, or even a cheese omelet. Everybody should be welcome or treated to Jimmy Dean sausage. I had to say it like that, I'm sorry. But a Jimmy Dean sausage reminds me of like the wilderness, camping. If nobody knows what a Jimmy Dean sausage is, Google it. It's almost like a fucking, a sage. The sage sausages come in like a box. That's when I was fucking with that pork. Y'all can have it. I don't want no more of that shit. That Jimmy Dean is special. It comes in like a plastic tube. You know what I'm saying? Cut that joint. My older brother said he like it in rice with beans or some shit like that. That shit sound like he was sponsored as a kid, 35 cents a week. I'm sorry. 35 cents a week, kid. I'm sorry. I felt something. I said it, But we talked about my brother on the last show. But when he said that shit, I'm like, what household did you grow up in? Mommy worked her ass off. She was always at work. We always had some food. You would eat it all. And the cousins, But Jimmy Dean. Everybody should be welcome to a Jimmy Dean sausage or a cheese omelet. Not just Nina, But if you ain't no Darius Love Hole, listen, cheese omelet is okay for anybody. Came across somebody that I met today. He had a unique name. We met, we shook hands. He said he heard some things about me from back when I was bad. And it was pretty cool because I heard some things about him as well. Everyone knows a name that resonates in every hood. So, or it's one name this one name is in every hood in New York City or somewhere in the world. For me, I have like 3 or 4. But Shaborn, Rashamel, and Shamik. Everyone knows one of 3 of those names or all 3. Who don't know one of those? And when you go up in them projects, everybody name is Killer, Murder, Murder in the First Degree, Shaborn, Rashamel, Shamik. Who don't know one of those? And when you go up in them projects, everybody name is Killer, Murder, Murder in the First Degree, Homicide, Bloody Mary, Jesus Christ, Osiris, Raekwon, Ghostface, U-God, Inspector Det, Method Man. I'm just saying. Somebody knows one of them. Hey, shit, ASAP Rocky, his mama named him Rakim. After the guard, Rakim. I'm sure everyone knows a Nas. And nowadays, Beyonce. People naming their babies after. So, yeah. Another thing, I want to discuss was developing relationships with people at work and taking them outside of work where you're actually hanging out in the streets. That's a tricky one. I don't condone it. Raheem at work might not be the person that you take to the clan bar on the other side of the town with the other people. Cause what he gonna do to the half shell clams that come out, he gonna probably ask for oodles and noodles, cheese crackers, a cup, some squid. He gonna probably mix them all together and ask where the microwave is. It might be embarrassing for you, but he did 10 joints for a crime he did not commit. And now he coming home making that at the clan bar. So, yeah, I don't condone it, but sometimes it's inevitable. Like, it's gonna happen. Some people could be so cool at work that you want to hang out with them outside of work, only to find out when you at the bar, he has no, or a restaurant, this person has no table manners. They burping, they farting, they fucking counting down at every dollar of the bill. They leaving cents for the cents on the bill. Crazy. It's embarrassing to you. You ain't grow up like that. So you look at the bill one time, oh, that thing $200. You know you only had $60 worth of food. Here's $120. Take the rest. Take over the rest. Like, drop the rest of the bread. I'm gonna always drop way more than my food actually was. Like, that's just, I don't want no problems. And I'm not gonna be washing nobody motherfucking dishes. It's a sketchy, scary thing to befriend someone and take them outside of work to hang out with them. To find out they a fucking alcoholic outside the job. Or a fighter, a UFC fighter. He want to fight the fucking bouncers. Because he think that it should be no admission to get in the club. And next thing y'all know, y'all getting your ass kicked. Somebody get knocked out, booty high in the air, drawers down, jaw twisted. You got a stymie, a baseball eye, because of your fucking coworker. Now you got to go back to work Monday with this motherfucker, asking him what happened. We got to hang out at work in the lunchroom. And I'll pull a fast one on you. I'll sneak some nips into work, see if you accept. if you accept more than 2 nips at work and you put them in your coffee, I ain't taking you outside of here. Cause that's a sign right there that you different. You gotta put your coworker through some tests first before you take him outside to want to hang out with him. You know what I mean? Especially those Christmas parties. He might want to Xerox his ass. He might have that thing, that white shit all on the sink in the bathroom. Or he might be stealing supplies from work and selling them on offer up. If he does that, you definitely don't want to go outside of work with him and hang out. I found out that the young boys is taking the blue pills. Oh, now nobody know what the blue pills are. Not only are the young boys taking the blue pill, them mofos are swiping that EBT card like it's a damn credit card or a debit card. They have no shame in swiping that card in the store. It could be a store full of young ladies. They buying them shit with the EBT and taking the blue pill. There's no way in the world that a 30-year-old is taking Viagra. At 30, that means you doing too much of that dank, that bud, drinking too much liquor, and eating too many of that bad deli sandwich meat. And drinking tropical fantasy sodas, the 50-cent joints. The front of the label look like you on vacation, but you still in the hood. Those shits. The blue pill at 30 is bananas. Like, your organs, everything is fucked up inside of you. Like, who? You 30 years old, bro. You mean to tell me you taking the fucking blue pill? And don't get me started on the guys that got the dick rings. I understand, champ. When that shit ain't working, you want to squeeze the back and get it in there. But if you got to put the dick ring on, you just got an extra finger. You know, you seen them people. Something in between the 2 legs. That thing useless. You might as well tie it up and attach it. Something. Because there's no way in the world. Yo, these kids nowadays, they listening to that damn drill, eating that bad sandwich meat, and smoking that shit. Blue pill at 30 is bananas. Bananas. Now the EBT thing, I understand. You going through some things. Your mother said that it's time for you to get out. You're not washing the dishes. You're not taking out the garbage. You know, it's time for you to go. It's, you know, and if you anything like me, my mom was like, at 21, she said, you know what? This your second pistol I caught in this house. I heard that you doing things in the street. You acting crazy. Letting that thing go. The lady over there told me that she lived behind the church. I ain't gonna tell you on the block, but she lived behind the church. She said she seen you doing some things. You want to be this person, you got to go. It took me probably about 8 months to figure it out. Child, I ain't look back. Got my first little joint, my first little apartment. I set 3 things up in one day. I just was balls to the wall. 21, you just, you know, you get your own spot. You in there by yourself. And it was a little room with a bathroom, my own bathroom, own entrance, and it was a studio. I had a V, I had 2 jobs. This one I thought I was gonna get the street shit up. So I sold all the shit that I had and spent the money on the apartment, things that I need in an apartment. I had everything in that little motherfucker. Refrigerator, nice leather couch, a bouncy bed that helped me when I run out of gas. You know what I'm talking about. But yeah, like my mom was like, yo, you know, your time's up, champ. So I lived with a couple of my aunts that were mean to me. I ain't gonna say no names. They were mean. But it helped me. Shit, look where we are now. You know what I mean? But shout out to them young boys that's taking the blue pills. And even the guys that's taking the blue pills or the dick ring, using that thing. But even if you put the dick ring on, do you put a condom on when you use the dick ring? That's wild, right? Like, you need the dick ring and a condom, especially if you're using those Rough Rider condoms. The lady, the white woman on the front of the box, she's some sort of fucking character from a movie. So you got the dick ring on, you got the Rough Rider joints on, and if you got to do that, first of all, those condoms, that's the whole Radio Raheem chokehold on your dick. And you need a dick ring to do that? Your joint dead. It's dead. Like, chop, it's over, champ. Pack it up. Like, that's just bananas. Like, I don't even, what? I'm sorry. I'm going too far. I'm sorry. I feel like sometimes I need to tell people certain things, put people on, and maybe I go too far, like, with it. But I know there's people out there in the world. Do your thing, champ. Do your thing. Don't mind me. I be bugging. But, you know, I'm gonna say this. Women, I'm gonna put you on to some game. Signs of a good guy. Signs of a good guy. I'm gonna tell you signs of a bad guy. Signs of a bad guy is a guy that want to start off from the back first. If he want to smash from the back first, that ain't the one, baby girl. That ain't the one. That ain't the one for you. Cause you got that wagon, and we know that he gonna tap out within a minute or two. Once he see them waves in that ass and he behind you, he's selfish. He just thinking about himself. Trying to get that thing off. You know what I'm saying? Especially if you got that wagon. You know what I mean? But that's not the position you want to start off. You want him to start off first. You know, you might want him to look you in your eyes. Hump face to face. A motherfucker that hump you face to face, he like you, girl. Especially if he got that donkey dick. You know what I mean? He, you know. Or that side position. You know what? I'm giving too much. But ladies, if he wants to start off from the back first, he ain't no good. He's selfish. I'm telling you now. Trust me. I've been there. I was him at one time when I was younger. Much younger. But, you know, you got to know what you're dealing with. I hope that you got something from this, because I did. We are shaking and moving. You know, it's more to come. I want to announce this thing I got going on real soon. I might have a partnership. This shit, this is gonna be one. We in talk. Some emails have been sent. I swear, this might be my grandmother holding me down. That unconditional love I talked about in the very beginning of the show. She's not here anymore, but I feel like she's my angel. So, again, I hope that you got something from this. It was enlightening and funny, but I got more to come week to week. And you know, I'm doing this, I'm riding this solo. We gonna have more guests on, but co-host is finished. God bless him. you know, him and his family. I enjoy them people over there. But yeah, it's time for me to go solo. So with that being said, we gonna close out the show with "We Rollin' Bitches."